Hi, and welcome back. Yes, I have been gone for a while. I think it's almost like half a year since I made a video on my YouTube channel, and I seriously have been missing both producing some videos and talking to all of you out there. And many of you have even been written to me about what's going on, what's happening. And let me just very briefly explain. Um, Super busy with my work, new projects, huge big projects, implementation of ERP systems and integrations and loads of security and so many security stuffs going on with the world. So that has a huge impact on computer systems also. So that's been taking my time the last half year, maybe 3.25 year until now. But none of that, let's just leave that. On top of that, I have also moved. So I moved to a new town. I packed down my YouTube studio. It got overcrowded. I even had like half a YouTube studio of items within my old flat, and I now have moved into a new flat where I can also have my YouTube studio. This is on the second floor of my flat. It's a 3-floor flat. And yeah, maybe I should show you a little bit around before we dig into this project so you can see what's going on. And yeah, so let me take the camera and let me do it handhold. It's gonna be brief and it's just gonna explain what's happening and why stuff is it like it is. So let me swap over to handheld. Okay, let's try and see if I can get everything in the shot. So this is the new YouTube studio with all my stuff. Well, most of it. There's a room next to this room where I have even more. And I'm trying to organize. I'm not all settled in yet, but for instance, all of this is Amstrad. This is Texas Instrument, Atari stuff. This is HP. These are Olivetti projects. I need to look into all of these computers. Most of them we have looked into. Some of them we need to bring back because, for instance, these big ones, they're both broken again, but this is how it is. I have a few keyboards from Olivetti. This is all Olivetti. I need to figure out how to store them. So until I have figured that out, I just put them up here. Over here we have the Casio line. These are the good old Olivetti M24 and the SP and then 28 and goes on and on and on and on and on and on. I have so many, and these are the Olivetti M20s. This is my cute M10 with this cute feature. Looking forward to talk about this one. There's another project for Olivetti. So much going on, and here I'm a shelf with all my capacitors and whatever have you. And this also are things that have come in that we need to have a look at. New projects, pieces that are broken, and we need to fix this out. And I have so much stuff and I need to organize stuff. As you can see, it's all over the place, but I'm trying to fix it. And if we have a look here, this is gonna be my YouTube desk. And I bought a plate. This is 2.4 meters by 1 meter deep. So I have plenty of space. And on the wall, I'm planning on having a few monitors so I can show you stuff underneath. There are even more computers. We have seen these on the channel before, the 3 below. These are the rusty ones. This is also an Olivetti that came in that needs to be fixed. And over here, this is my very special edition. This is the Danish computer collection. Super rare. There doesn't exist many. We are talking about maybe hundreds that's are left. Down there, this is the Piccolini we have been featured, talked about. Up here, this is actually the first microcomputer from Regnecentralen. So this is all Regnecentralen. This is a Silex Z80. I have 3 of them, only one board, a motherboard sadly, but we'll figure that out. it's broken, it's not good, we need to look into it. But the keyboard, it's amazing. So that one came first in 79, and this came out in 82, 3, 4, I can't remember, and like half a year after that, this one, the partner, came out. This one comes with a hard disk. This could, in a network, be connected to these down there. So everything is Danish. This is the color monitor for this system. And down here, this is my newest requirement. These are punch cards. This can both punch them, and it can also read, and this can only punch them. These are for AT&T, so this is also Danish. I have paper for it and stuff. It's so nice. These are the bookshelves, you know, manuals for Olivetti. So that's this room. If we go back and move out in the hall, sorry for the bad sound, but in here there's even more. Yeah, I know. So this is mostly all the CRTs. So many. And I haven't even moved everything from the old YouTube studio. So all of this, these are the Regnecentralen. So there's 3 layers. All of this Regnecentralen, all of this, and all of these are Olivetti's, and obviously Atari stuff floating around. I need to organize. There's so much going on, so much. Laptops we need to look at, old laptops we need to have a look at, and stuff. It's all over the place, but nevertheless, let me close the door, go back. Today we need to have a look at this one. So let me arrange the camera and let's see what's going on here. So let's start having a look at what's on the table today. So I got these. This are seemingly broken and filthy and dirty, but that's how it is, right? This is an Olivetti M300-30. This is the same, but it's called M300-30-P. This one, not this specific one, but a model the same, we have I have featured on the channel, so you can go in the description and find a link to this video about this computer. This is a 486. It's an SX model. If there is a -P on it, it means it's a DX2. So besides that, it should be more or less the same. If we have a brief twirl around it, everything is more or less broken. So we need to build one computer, and the goal for this video is to hopefully that the motherboard in this one is working, because I want a DX2 of this model. So I want to preserve this front cover and then use this casing, and we'll come back to why that is. So we need to split everything apart. Obviously, there's nothing in here, no CD-ROM drive, no floppy disk. There's a floppy disk drive in here we need to have a look at, and nothing else here. If I twirl a little bit around, you can see this is very yellow. This is not yellowed. We need to take this off, and then swap it around, because I think we're going to use this casing. The reason why comes close here, because everything here is broken. Everything, like everything bent over here. There's a huge crack in there. This is why I'm not sure that the motherboard is even working. This could also be cracked. If it's cracked, this video is done. But nevertheless, let's have a look at it and see what's inside them. So if I start moving the computer's a little bit to the side. Okay, let's open it up and see how bad it is inside. There's no screws in the back. So yeah, extremely rusted, but we can fix most of this. But the casing is broken, so I don't think we're gonna use any of this, but we need to figure out to take the front cover off. And yeah, there's wow, I think the video is done. The board is broken. I can see it's cracked. I have put some keys and other stuff that was floating around. So these are the keys for this. But yeah, I think we will just continue for a bit and see if there's anything we can solve. There's a hard disk in here. There's the corner CP3544. I have no clue how big, what the size is, but we'll have a look. Maybe there's something on this. It's very loose. Not happy. And a few cables. So we just start by removing all of this. I can see the CPU. If we are lucky, this motherboard is the same motherboard as the other one, and all it is just another CPU that's in the other computer. So maybe we can swap everything over. So let's see if we can get this out. This is also very fragile. There we go. I have a new one of these if this is not broken, but it seems actually fine. It's very dirty. And let's find a screwdriver. Ooh! Wow. So this is not even, okay, cool. Broken here. That was the back cover. Just came out. That's not nice. So let me, damn. Another stand, this goes here for this. So this is broken, it comes from over here. Yeah, okay, wow. Let me take all of this apart. And this apart, I can just briefly tell you this motherboard is dead. I can see it's bent. But let me take all of this out and we'll have a look. Let's just briefly come back. Okay, everything is taken apart, and let me just, I'm assuming you can see it here, right? This is cracked down there. So this is a no-go, sadly. Yeah, somebody dropped this one. It's very sad. That's the CPU and the RAM. I just want to take these out, and I will wash everything. This is the back where all the card sits. So you can see it's been bent like crazy. I can bend this out, but yeah. I will, yeah, what's more, there's also the hard disk. So this is also broken, like there. So obviously I will assume there's no life in the hard disk. I will dust it off, and we'll turn it on eventually and see if we can get that fixed. So I will clean, wash everything regarding this model. So this is the one I wanted to preserve. So once again, this is the Olivetti M300-30-P, which is supposed to have an Intel 486 DX2 25 megahertz. Let me let's try and see if we can get this off. There we go. Everything is falling apart. So that's the star. The Intel 486 DX2, and yeah, we'll see if we can plug it into another computer that's over there. So let me take this away. Let's have a look at the other one and see if we can make one computer out of all of this. It's all apart. There's no power fan in the PSU. But until now, no broken bits. I thought this was an SX. It is. So on this computer, it's an SX, but this has actually been upgraded to an Intel 486DX. If we take the other motherboard next to this one, they kind of like look the same. It's more or less completely the same. So this is where the SX was sitting. There's the same VLSI chipset. It really looks the same. There's a difference there. This is not up here. But nevertheless, it's kind of like the same. It looks like that the BIOS PD5D is the same. So I will almost assume it's almost the same. This board, remember this is the /P. This is the one I wanted to preserve, but it's broken down here. This is called BA2008. This board that we hopefully then can use, this is called, I need to find it, BA366, I think. So if I find the schematics, let's see if our CPU, let me turn it around again. Let's see if this CPU just can be popped in there. It can. And I'm assuming there's a dip switch here, and this is set over here. There's a dip switch there, which is set here. This one is the same. These all seems to be the same, so I'm assuming it's only these two dip switches that differ, whether or not the voltage or the speed or whatever have you. So let me briefly take up the schematics for this board and see if we can transfer this one over there, including the RAM, and then obviously I will also clean everything. This one is not as bad, but it still needs to be cleaned. So as you may see, both boards have been cleaned. This is the broken one. It's broken up here. I'll take the zoom in and we'll focus on this area to see whether or not this is still broken. I will assume it is, of course. And if it's broken, it's something related to this area. So this is most likely VGA not working, but we'll see. The difference between these two boards is it's the same. I know it looks crazy, it sounds crazy, but even though this one is up there and this one is over there, it's just the same. So this chip is the same, so it can be both up there and down there, so it doesn't matter. The board itself, I had a peek at the board. Sorry, the board is called BA366. This is the /P, and this board is also called BA366. So it is the same board. So if this board doesn't work, we can move over and try to get this board up and running. This is the DX2 chip, a CPU that I want to transfer to here. One other thing that's also broken is this connector up here. It seems to be broken up here. And let me try to zoom a little bit more in. And I'll just put this over here so it's easier to see. I think that should be it. So the goal is to, well, I'm pretty sure this is broken, this won't work. But I decided I want to try it anyway. And for that purpose, we need to hook stuff up to it. We need the power supply, it's over there. And I will have I'll bring it in and we'll have a test of the power supply. I just want to bring you along with the journey where I hope that we can go. So this is the speaker. The speaker goes down here. So if anything works, at least it should say beep. If the VGA connector up here, if that connection due to all of this that is broken up there makes the VGA not work, the computer should work anyway. It should just beep and do stuff. I don't need to populate with memory because there's onboard 4 MB memory here. This is the VLSI chipset that coordinates everything and nothing is wrong over here. I had a brief look at everything. It seems to be working everything. So let me just briefly take this to the side just for a second. So I'll move it up here. And I will move the power supply in. And the power supply, I've blown some air through it. I put some IPA on it, and I had a smell and looked into it. There are no water stuff in it or reefer caps or anything that is suspicious. None of the capacitors bulging and anything. So it should actually work. I'm just gonna try. The other power supply is over there. If this doesn't work, we'll bring the other over and we'll have a look in that and see if that works. So we'll start with this. So this one also goes to the /P computer. Yeah, this is the plug with the usual suspect for, this is not AT, this is Olivetti proprietary. We can still test everything. Remember, on Olivetti, red is 5, orange is 12. That's 99% of the time. The on and off button, okay, I can see it doesn't work. It needs to stay in when it's on, and off it goes out here. So there's a issue on the power supply. Let me try to see if I can get some more light on it. Hopefully this will work. So I will find some deoxide D5, and there should be a tiny hole in here, and sometimes, usually I can just put a little bit deoxide in it and then move it a little bit. Well, maybe not. No. So this is gonna be a problem. There's a switch that moves like this when it's off and moves like this when it's supposed to be on in here. Let me briefly take the other power supply in. That's this one. This one I haven't looked into, so let's try to see if I can get it open. This is the one that is missing a fan, so I will assume somebody's been in. Well, somebody has been in, and this most likely is dead. Can I get it off? Maybe a screwdriver will help. There we go. So what we're talking about is this. Same issue. Oh, do you see? It stayed in. Now off. Now it doesn't work anymore. It's gonna be a challenge. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Let's take this to the side. And let's move back. So this one. Okay. So this is on, and then it goes off. Okay, hold on a second. Let's do the rudimentary testing of the power supply before we continue. So continuity mode. Just want to do, yeah. So let's just see if we have any shorts first. So this is 5 volts. This is okay. Let's try 12. It's on the other side. Also okay. Is there anything between the two power lines? Nope. So that seems to be okay. So I think we're just gonna see if it turns on, at least. If it turns on, the fan should spin, so we can turn it on briefly, and I can just hold it in like this. Yeah, let's try that. So let's turn off the power first. There we go. I'm hooking this one in. Let me take the camera a little bit further out. I think that's better. So let's see. Just before I'm taking the board out and I am desoldering this to see, I just want to see if it actually works. So let's try power on 12-volt rail. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I shall I can do this. I'm not sure if there's any shortages, so maybe I should remember this is a power supply, 220 volts here, so don't mess around with stuff. I'll just do this and hold it in like this. Let me turn on the power. So there's power in here now, and I'm just turning it on. We should see 12 volts up there, and the fan should spin. The fan is spinning. 11.12, that's fine. If I take it out, it turns off, and the bleeding resistor bleeds immediately, so that's perfect. And red, and over here, let's just do the same. Yeah, the power supply is perfect. No issue with that one. So what we can do, we can hook it up to the board. So if I take this a little bit out. So let's hook the power supply up to a board. Let's do the broken board first. This is still off. Like this. And you can't see the screen, but it doesn't matter. I'll tell you if there's anything coming on the monitor. I'm assuming not. So CPU is in, and the clock battery and our BIOS is in with the memory, and this maybe should say beep. I don't know. And there's even lights, so maybe some of the lights will turn on. One is for the green one. I think this is for when there's hard disk activities. That's obviously not connected, and the yellow one is when the power is on, I think, or it's vice versa. Who does it? Doesn't matter. So let me try. Sorry, I'm leaning in. Let me do this, and I'm turning on. 3, 2, 1, go. If I turn on the power, let's try again. 3, 2, 1, go. You hearing this? So it's not happy. It's beeping. And it's beeping, but there's nothing on the screen. So at least something is happening. At least something is happening. So the green light came on. Sorry, it wasn't in the shot. Just so you can see. Let's try again then. Like this. You see the green light. Loudspeakers beeping. So the board's working. I'm turning off. I'm just want to try to bend it a little bit down. I don't know. So I'm bending over here where the crack is. And let me try and turn it on again. It wasn't happy. Sorry, I need to hold in. There we go. Let's see. Still nothing on the monitor. So yeah. So we can have a look at this later on. But nevertheless, let's try and hook up the other motherboard just to see how much is broken. But besides the VGA and the beeping, this board is actually working. So this means that memory is most likely working. The VLSI up here is also working, but mostly important, the DX2 is working. So let me take this to the side. Let's move in this one. So, and put some power to this. There we go. And the heatsink, let me The CPU is not even getting warm, nevertheless. So this one is the only DX, not the DX2, but the DX version. And same thing. Let me put some VGA on it. So we can see. Okay. Let's try, and I need the loudspeaker so we can hear any beeps. I could also take up the riser card and put in the so we can see error codes. Should we try that? Give me a second. So, so this is the riser card. We only have one. This came actually with this computer. No, sorry, it came with the other computer. So there, and up here. Need to be where this is rare, so it goes that way. Let's try again. So maybe we see some postcodes. Let's connect that. I'm gonna put some power in the power supply, and I'm gonna turn it on. Not coming out of reset, is it? Yes, it is. Or is it? No. Hold on a second. There's something on the screen. It's actually running. Why is this not working? This ought to be working. Clock. I think this board is not good. But on the screen we have 4 MB RAM, and it obviously is beeping about there's no keyboard. So this board is working. And let me take it out again. Not sure why it's not working like this. Yeah. So if we just for the fun of it, take back the other one, just to see if we get any postcodes. Maybe I should put some deoxide down there. Remember, this is broken up here. Let's see. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think we have all the pins. Should I polish this a bit? No. Let's try again. Goes here like this, and this goes rare this way. And there we go. Take this away. Power. And let's try and see. It seems to be the same thing. Nothing happens up here. The clock is doing stuff. No, I don't know why this is not working. There must be something wrong with the Razer card. Okay, nevertheless. Okay, so the goal, as I see it, is that we wanted to see what happens if I take this CPU, swap these around, because as I see it, this is already an overdrive in this board. So me just putting this in should be enough. But these two jumpers are set over here and they are not set here. So we need to find the documentation, and then we need to see whether or not it works anyway. So let me quickly take these two out and swap them around, and I'll be back. So So this is the working board. This is DX2. It states 50 megahertz here. So let's see if we can get it securely in. I think so. The bias is the same. So that's it. Let's try. If we briefly, before we do anything, take out the manual, or the board manual, and look at the dip switches which are down here. So they are J29 and J25. 29 jumper not used. This is the BA366 board. So 25 is not installed. So I have no clue, but I will just take the same and put it over anyway. No, I'm not taking it in. I'm just leaving. Sorry, I'm leaving it. There we go. Sorry. And this one, J29. That's the one that's not used. 25 means soldering CPU is disabled. Then I need to have it installed. Why is it soldering CPU enabled? Then this should be grounded, right? Or connected. I am confused. I am confused. Let me take the power supply up and let me try to explain. So this one is 25 and 25 says jumper installed means soldered CPU disabled. So now I have disabled it. But remember, this was like this with the other CPU, with this CPU in it. The board came like this and it worked. So this makes no sense for me. Which says jumper not installed, soldering CPU enabled. So now this tells me I have disabled this one. I don't know. We'll try. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll try and take it out. So power, speaker. There we go. And let's turn it on and see. Green light in the speaker. There's nothing. Yeah, the screen is getting green. I'm getting something on the screen. It is saying i486DX2 25 megahertz passed. So it's working. Just for the fun, I want to take the jumper out. I'm just placing it on the board and I'm going to turn on again. Now it doesn't do anything. Nothing is happening. I'm putting it back, so my assumption was correct. Turning it on again. It's beeping now. So we need the jumper on, which disables this one. So this one is enabled. Perfect. Let me try once again. Maybe it wasn't. The green light is turned on anyway here in the loudspeaker, but as you can see here, nothing is working. So it must be conflicting. So cool. We have figured that out. Let me move the cameras a little bit around and let's have a brief talk. So we know where we are and we know we can have the DX2 CPU obviously in this board. We know the other board works, but due to this crack with the VGA stuff, it's not working. It's not giving me a VGA signal on the monitor. So I think we have a lot of stuff we can try out, and I think I want to wrap this one up now, and then I want to see for the next video if we can have a closer look at this up here. Let me take the CPU away and see which of the traces are broken. Remember, this is multi-layer board, so we can't see in the board, but maybe we can butt wire some of them and have it up and running anyway. This is gonna be a replacement board. Not a replacement. I can steal stuff of this board to other computers, so this is never gonna be working. But it could be fun just to take my camera, this one up here, so we can have a look underneath with the crack, so we can see whether or not. Let me try and find. You can see up here. Maybe you can. Where we are here. So if I can get it to focus. So it's cracked all the way down here. And this chip, which is this one, is the helper chip for the VGA. I think maybe the serial, I'm not quite sure. We'll have to look into that later on. Sorry, I need to look into the camera. So as I said, I'm gonna wrap this episode 1 off now, because I need to figure out what to do from here. I need to take the board out of the power supply, desolder this, open it up and fix it so it can stay in. I had to do like this and hold it like this. That's not gonna work. And the same issue with the other one. No need for you to see all of that. So my goal today was briefly to come back on YouTube again after half a year's absence, because I was moving in. And I needed to try to see how the setup is working. I actually have now a camera, and so I'm hoping the video from up here down here is actually also working. So this is kind of like a little bit of a test. I know this is a little bit unstructured. It's just me coming back, and I'll get even more organized. I hope everything was, yeah, informative. And I will be back soon, because we need to continue. We need to build the computer. But as it is now, we can make this Olivetti M300-30/P. We can get this one up and running. And I figured out another thing I can show you. Give me a second. And I'm back. This is the casing. I haven't watched the casing. I only watched the board. But up here, this is the one I want, but the casing, everything is broken. So I was thinking about taking this off, but you can actually punch this one out. Oops, sorry. So you can just punch it out, which then leaves me with this one, which I can then put on the other casing. So I'm not going to do anything with this casing. For the next video, I'm gonna wash the other casing and swap this one around, so we actually can survive this computer and make it into the /P. That's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye.